the floor and push the top back. I've been hustling for a long time and I can't stop that. Big like I'm that, best believe it, and them all back. Yeah, I be ballin' all the time. I'm point guard and a quarterback.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Tyler Butler from Sports and Culture Sports Media. This is going to be another one-on-one interview, but it's something, of course, we're going to be doing every week with Hoop It Up. Recapping pretty much the following week and talking about the upcoming games at whatever school that we're going to be going into. We're going to talk about this upcoming school in 1 second. But, of course, I got to pay the bills. All one-on-one interviews for Sports and Culture is brought to you by the Carolina Law Group. Right now, guys, I urge each and every one of you, especially in the Columbia area, Greenville area, we have one in Spartanburg and Greer. Those are the 4 locations. Right now, we have a food drive going on, extremely important. It's the holiday season. We want to pack these law offices with non-perishable items, unexpired goods, drop them off again at any of those 4 locations. That's Greenville, Greer, Spartanburg, and Columbia. Let's go ahead and get in, bring my man in right now. We got CC Ivory. CC, what's going on, my man?
What's up, T? How you doing this evening, man?
I'm doing good. So I didn't get to go to the last weekend, which was at Allen University. Kind of wanted to recap what all happened there, and then we're going to talk about the upcoming school that we're going to hit up this Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, correct.
But Allen, man, how was it? What was going on? What was the feel like down there?
So, if you know South Carolina basketball, and I'm talking about as a state, the metro area has always been super, super, super talented. Richland, Lexington, you've had, Ermos or Claire's, you got some pretty decent talent. You got a Keenan over down in the lower part of the state. So I really didn't have too much of an expectation. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, it's HBCU campus. I'm quite sure I was thinking, it's going to be some talented kids and some good games. Well, was I wrong? I was telling you, man, 1 through 6, man, each team had kids that completely play ball. Everybody was talented, man. It was not one bad game. The games were all close. And super, super, super intense, super competitive. If I'm gonna tell it, I got to tell it all. The kids, they went at each other, man. They go to school together, but it was basketball. I enjoyed it. I know the kids that were there enjoyed it. The staff enjoyed it. It was phenomenal, man. One of the best weeks I've had by far. With 3x3 so far. We'll hoop it up, period.
Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, I like to hear the progression of the league, and people are starting to come around and get more excited. Of course, Hoop It Up is jumping on, sharing all our content on social media when they can. So I'm loving to see the growth of the league. I know we're coming up on our 3rd school right now this weekend. What made, I guess, coming from the first event at Benedict, now going to Allen, what was any type of differences, any changes you made from this school, from the last school?
Yeah, of course you have to, because you don't know. You try to get a feel for the students. You can't just say every campus is the same. You got to just get a feel of how you transition from game to game. Allen, we got straight to, Benedict, we got straight to the next game. And then we broke off and we had time for, the partnerships from regional different individuals to get out on the court, speak, and so forth. Where Allen, we just transitioned straight into the games, each game after another. So it really wasn't no break. We had the partnership regional still on the campus with us, but they were outside the gym greeting the students into the gym. And then just timing. Just timing, just trying to figure out, how much time you have on the campuses. You don't want to take too much of the kids' time up on a Sunday afternoon. You don't want to take too much of their time up. So we probably were there I would say 4 hours max. Got there by 11:30, got everything set up. 1 o'clock, 1:15 ish. We kicked off the games, but yeah, it just depends on the campus, man. Because some of the HBCUs or of course, Christian colleges. Um,
Oh,
so we try to be definitely mindful and respectful of what time we get on the campus and what time we leave the campus. And so it just depends on what campus you're going to.
absolutely. And I should have kind of started off with this just in case we do have some new viewers on this episode. Can you explain exactly what Hoop It Up is and what you're doing for the HBCU tour?
So Hoop It Up is a 30-year-old grassroots basketball tournament started back in I want to say 92, 89, 92, somewhere around in there in Dallas. Well, as recently as 2019, Hoop It Up was acquired by Kevin Garnett. And so the brand and the idea has been to expand the 3x3 game throughout the country. It's a fast-paced game. It's an entertaining game. And it's just been one of those slow learning games, but of course we had COVID, so it really wasn't too much you could do at the time of acquirement, I'm assuming. And so we slowly, on our end here in South Carolina, slowly put it out there just to get a feel for it. But Hoop It Up is exciting. Like I said, it's sanctioned by FIBA, partnership with USA Basketball and Wilson Basketball. There are several components, several arms to it. But the ultimate goal on the Pro-Am side, again, is to making it to the Hoop It Up Nationals, which is this weekend in Tempe, Arizona. And then qualifying for the World, which is in Saudi Arabia. And then, the gigantic goal is to compete for USA Basketball 3x3. You get an opportunity to go and try out to make the team. Well, on the HBCU side, I just saw a need. Once we got there, we saw that there was a need and there was a market. And so what we wanted to do was provide an opportunity for the students on the campuses of the 8 HBCUs in the state of South Carolina. Intramural style 3x3 tournament. And then with the champions or the winners resulting in traveling back to either Greenville, Columbia, it'll be a selected city where we will host the HBCU 3x3 Challenge Championships. So that's pretty much it, man, in the gist. Just providing the opportunity and trying to put some exposure on the HBCUs in our state. Because, again, like I said last week, the intramural departments or the intramural programs, they don't have budgets. They don't receive state funding. A lot of our schools are private, so they are not in the state budget. They don't receive any state funds. So everything they have to do is untraditional. You got to get out and, fundraise and do other things of that magnitude. So when we saw that was a need, we pivoted from what we were doing quite naturally and originally from the Quest events and wanted to gear it towards really putting back into our HBCUs.
Yeah, and I know the reception from Benedict was, it was incredible, of course. What was that reception like from Allen? Like the students, the faculty, what were they saying about Hoop It Up?
From the staff members that I was able to meet and able to speak with, they were saying thank you for just trying to, for just coming, for wanting to be on campus and taking the time to come down and just hang out with the students. Because that's really what it was about from the very beginning, trying to figure out how we could expose the students to more, outside of college. What's next, start preparing them for the next. That's how the internship partnership came about with regional, starting to prepare kids for what's next. I know firsthand, my 3 children all are in college. I have one at Winthrop, one at North Carolina A&T, and one at Leeds McRae. So, it's preparing, trying to figure out how to help the next generation get, to that over that next bridge. And so they were more than appreciative. Like I said, they were humble, they were respectful, um, super, 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 super cool kids, man. They were clowning their homeboys, when they were hooping, but
Yeah.
that's what
That's
everybody,
everywhere.
yeah, that's what everybody do. When somebody get crossed up or somebody got laid or whatever, they were clowning when they had the little MC. So they had kids from their journalism department, which I thought was extremely
Oh,
dope.
I hate
She
I
was
missed that.
she was actually commentating the games, um, commentating through the music. So it was dope, man. I thoroughly appreciated it. Again, I enjoyed myself.
Yeah. Oh man. Now we look, Clinton. If you listening, we gotta have somebody on the mic. We definitely gotta
Yeah,
have somebody on the mic.
yeah.
Somebody from the
On this
journalism
Saturday.
department,
Yeah.
come holler at me. I would love to speak with you. But yeah, we gotta have somebody on the
Yeah,
mic. That's
Anderson. I mean, Allen was very good, man. They like I said, they opened their doors, they opened their program, their journalism students, and again, it's the first time for everything. It was our first time there, their first time dealing with us, but it was just a good mix. Because of course, when you got basketball, music, and good people around, man, it's going to result in a great afternoon or a great evening, and that's exactly what it was. The kids that won were super super talented, man. I keep reiterating this. Every last one of those teams that competed had kids that were super talented. I mean, the photos that we sent to you of the kids dunking and with the ball back in, those kids said they wasn't even interested in basketball. The little dude, he plays football.
wow.
And so I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, you sure you don't want to play basketball? He's like, nah, I'm not into basketball like that. I just come hoop with the guys.
Yeah.
But that was the level of talent. So that's why I was saying to you, I just want to see what the kids that's actually on the team look like. Because if this is what the intramural talent is, y'all better have,
Or
out of
somebody missed the ball in the scouting department. One of those.
yeah. I mean, it's out of a 10, you better have some sixes and sevens over there. I'm not telling you to have no eights, nine, because those kids could get out and compete. And now you got to
Mhm.
think we're talking, you know, mid-major, and they could hoop, man. It's not a doubt in my mind that either one of those kids could get out there and compete for a spot on that team at Allen.
Yeah, and that's the best part about intramural play because you do get a lot of people that didn't try out for the team for numerous reasons. Maybe they're just not up into playing in a team like atmosphere. Some people don't like the coach, unfortunately, and some people confidence level maybe not as high as it should be trying out for a team. But then when they get, with their homeboys just on the blacktop, it's completely different. You hear stories all the time about people in the hood who could have made it to the league, but they just, never played team ball. So
Yeah,
you
I
get
mean
to
that
see that
that
a lot in intramural.
yeah, that team ball transition is just hard, man. It's not for everybody. Because it's a longer commitment. You got preseason, you got conditioning, you got workouts probably 2-3 times a day. Then depending on your season, collegiately, I know it was 30, 30, 32. So,
Hmm.
it's a big commitment. And some people just don't want that. They want to be able to just go out and hoop. And I think that's the beautiful thing about the HBCU challenge, the 3x3 challenge. That's the beautiful thing about it. You can work out and practice with your guys the week leading up to the event, and
Yeah.
then come out there and hoop for 4 or 5 hours, and that's it. If you win, you got a few months to prepare. But yeah, I think that's the separation of the two. The time of commitment.
And coming up, this upcoming weekend at Clinton, what are some of the feedback that you're getting so far? Have you heard anything from students or the faculty that's excited
So
for us to go?
my conversations have been more with AD Johnson. Her and I, we've talked a lot about um, more on the aspect of the needs of the students, the needs
Hmm.
of the campus, and how something like this could help put positive exposure on the school. Clinton is a very, very small HBCU right outside of, well, right in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Very small. I think they may have 250, maybe 300 students max. I know it's a Christian college. So it's a lot of things that they don't have. And then there are a lot of things that they do have, such as the tradition. If I'm not mistaken, I think she told me that Clinton may be the oldest, or if not one of the oldest HBCUs in the state. And so that history right there is something that's got me intrigued, just to be able to get up there and walk that campus, and just see it. And like I said, I have a son that's at Winthrop. I had no idea that Clinton College was right around the corner. Had no idea, but yeah, we discussed a lot of things that they needed from institutional side and programmatic side. So you can only imagine with 250, 300 kids, the things that they do have and the things that they don't have.
Right.
I just want to get on the campus, man, and get the kids excited about playing, and then just have a conversation with them and see, what things they do lack, what things they do need, and be open to whatever partnership and how that look as far as helping them, planning, talking to individuals. I know I talked to Ms. Johnson about the golf tournament in the spring, as far as a fundraiser, but I just want to do my part, man. I'm
Right.
open to whatever. If that's me making a phone call to somebody, if that's me getting out, playing ball, if that's me getting out playing golf, if that's me, it doesn't matter. If I can help, I'm going to help. Just let me figure out, the best way that I can help. And right now I think it's through Hoop It Up, through the exposure, because it is such a large platform. If we did it any other way, it may take months or maybe even years, to get something to happen as fast as this is happening. So yeah, I'm excited just to get up there. And she promised us barbecue, man. Don't
Hey,
let us forget.
yeah.
Don't
Now
let us forget that.
I was gonna say, hit her up and let her know, like, I'm serious about this barbecue, man.
Yeah, she promised us barbecue. So yeah, man, I'm excited. She sent me some photos of the gym, and a few things that they have up there. So I got some things working for her as a surprise. For the gym there. But yeah, man, that's it, man. It's all about just trying to give back, man. It ain't too much, but it's something.
Right.
It may
Yeah.
not be all that you need, but it's something. And that's what I told them from the beginning. We gonna take this experience together. We're gonna be on this journey together. As Hoop It Up grows, as the HBCU 3x3 grows, my contribution to you guys will continue to get bigger and better. I just don't want to be able to go on these campuses and not have impact. And it doesn't have to be immediate. I want it to be something that's that has longevity, man. Whether that's creating some type of scholarship that allows the students to purchase books or whatever. I don't know. At this moment, I really don't know what it looks like, but it's gonna be something. It's definitely gonna be something, man, because we all gotta have a helping hand in this thing, man, at some point.
Yeah, and so, for future HBCUs that we're looking to get on tour, next season, um, I guess describe what this HBCU tour is doing for those students.
So what we're attempting to do through the HBCU challenge is create a platform that showcases the HBCUs across America. We just happened to start in South Carolina because it was home. Sometimes you have to start super small and remain focused on that one task. Because if you go too big with something, you're gonna be all over the place and you're gonna lose focus, and then you're gonna forget why you got involved. So the ideal and the model was to remain small and stay focused on creating a platform where these students could have an opportunity to one, get out and have fun. Two, um, exposure to their institution. And then three, be an avenue of creating scholarships and grants for the institutions and the students. Um, so that's simply what it was about, man. It wasn't about, trying to go out and be the next big three or, compete with any other, 3x3 tournaments that's going, because there are several different platforms for 3-on-3.
Right.
But there was never a platform for the average student, the intramurals, that I know of on the HBCU level. And so now it's just, brick by brick, man. I want to build us to where eventually it's 108 HBCUs around the country. I'm not saying we have to have all of them, but we want to get it to where it is a driving opportunity that each HBCU can showcase their talents from an intramural level. And in the midst of that, just raise positive exposure for them. Give those kids their flowers while they're there, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're a scholarship athlete at any program, especially at a D1 or even a D2 program, there are a lot of luxuries that come along with that scholarship. From your meal plan, from your housing to your gear, things are different. The intramural students, I had an opportunity, man, and I had an opportunity to talk to one of the kids at Allen. And he was telling me he had went out for the team. He didn't make the team. He had got cut. He was showing me the text from the coach. And then he went into it and telling me that he had a daughter. And he was like, man, I'm different down here. See, I'm going after something in a different manner. I'm doing things for different reasons. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes our students come with more than just not having the latest Jordan or, not having a car on campus. Some of these kids have real life responsibilities. And, he was sitting there talking to me saying why he wanted to make the team and what it would do for him financially, because he felt like he could earn a scholarship. So he wouldn't be having to take so many student loans out, or whatever to graduate.
Right.
So now just think about how many stories are like that,
And it's funny you said that, because I remember the last school we was at, and was speaking with, of course, one of the faculty. I don't want to give too much details away, just in case the kids see it and don't want them to be embarrassed. But she was telling me how he didn't have enough money to actually go back home because he lived out of town. So he was actually living inside of the facilities until he was going to get another job, until, of course, school started back up, where he didn't have enough income. I'm pretty positive on HBCU campuses he's not the only kid like that.
Definitely. But see, unless we have a platform, right, which just happen to be Hoop It Up, happen to be the HBCU 3x3 Challenge, would anybody else hear this? You see what I'm saying? It would just be something that was just swept up under the rug, and it would be another kid probably just, having to feel his way through. But now that we know, we do better. I'm not saying we save every child on every campus. No, we can't. It's impossible. But the ones that you can have an impact and influence on, you do it. Because ultimately somebody helped you and I at some point. Right. I know, especially myself. So I've never just been one to forget that. I know where I was raised and how I was raised. And so I'm always going to live by those principles and those morals no matter what. I'm never going to get too big the way I know that I don't come from 50 Ramsey Court. That's Fieldcrest for the listeners. I know exactly where I'm from. So I got humble beginnings, man, and I'm gonna always be that way.
Yeah, I know about Fieldcrest. Hey, we grew up right around the corner, man. Sicker Avenue over there in Nickertown.
Hey, man,
That's my great grandma's house, man.
we stayed right there in Fieldcrest, and then me and my grandmother moved over to Nickertown, to Beechwood. So yeah, man, humble is all through these veins, bro. So I ain't gonna never try to make myself above anything, or anyone. If I can help, I'm gonna help. If I'm not the one that can help, let me reach out to somebody that can. That's just the way it's got to be with me. Ain't no gray area. ain't no gray area.
And kind of lastly, for everybody, the upcoming students that's looking to be a part of this 3-on-3 Hoop It Up, where did they go to sign up to get ready for the upcoming event?
Any upcoming event with the last 3 campuses, we had Clinton this Saturday, Claflin the following week, and then South Carolina State November the 6th. You can just log on to www.hoopitup.com. Go to the events page. There's a tab there. You'll see HBCU Challenge. Log in, register your team, and just be ready to hoop when you get to the gym. So, it's multiple platforms, but the easiest way and the quickest way is just going directly through the Hoop It Up website, man.
Absolutely. CC, man, I appreciate your time. Guys, this has been another one-on-one interview for Hoop It Up, HBCU tour. Cannot wait for this weekend. Hate I missed it last weekend, but we're going to be back at it Saturday.
We're going to be back at it Saturday, bro. Again, man, I thank you guys, Sports and Culture, man, for jumping on this with us, for seeing the vision and being willing to, give your time, man, more than anything, but also being able to give your experiences and your transparency with these students, man, because at the end of the day, you never know who you're helping. We may be helping the next president. We may be helping the next Supreme Court, judge. We don't know, we doing our part though. But I appreciate you guys, man, and thank you for the weekly chat, man, because it was a brilliant idea, to come back on and let's recap what we were doing, just to let people know. But yeah, man, we're gonna get back at it Saturday.
Yeah, we're gonna get this word out, and Saturday is I can't wait. Looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to that barbecue though.
Yeah, and all the viewers, man, get to them food banks. Get to the food banks, like Tyler said, man, and let's fill them up for the holiday season. I know we got a ton of stuff going on, but yeah, man, as much as we can do that, let's do it.
Yeah, guys. Again, it's Carolina Law Group who we teaming up with. Make sure you go to each one of those 4 locations: Greer, Spartanburg, Columbia, and Greenville, and let's fill up those law groups for food. We can do it. My goal is have all 4 full. If I can, they've done so much for me as my number 1 primary sponsor. This is my thank you to them, and not only to them, but to the community in all 4 cities, man. So let's help these people out, man. It's the holiday season. Let's get some families fed. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to be back next week, recapping again. We out.
Peace.